What's up, gang? It's Wednesday, which means it's time for a favorite find. And this week's favorite find comes all the way to us from Idaho, sent it to us by Terri, who's been supporting Get That Treasure since basically the beginning. Thank you so much, Terri, and thank you for sending this picture in. Now, when I first saw it, I thought it was a brooch. Now, I found several brooches that look very similar to this. And in the original email, she asked, she thought it maybe was like a hair thing, I think. And I get that too. It does look like it could be. She broke it when she was trying to straighten it, which, by the way, happens to all of us. I've broken so much stuff. You just, it happens. Don't feel too bad about it. Oh, I've broken a lot of stuff. I'll continue to break more stuff that I find. It's just part of it. But anyway, it was a cool find. It's a real cool find, actually. So I'm 85% certain this is a purse buckle. If it's not a purse buckle, it's a 20th century shoe buckle. But I'm inclined to believe it's a purse buckle. Now, Joe, why do you think that it's a purse buckle? Because it was made by the Blacher Brothers Jewelry Company, which really should have been called the Blacher Brothers Buckle Company, because they made really two things: purse buckles and shoe buckles. And judging by the fact this is it's about 1.5 inches by 2 inches, that sounds like purse strap to me. So I'm gonna go with it. Also, by looking at it, I can see how this would be kind of like attached to a leather strap, and then you would have the other strap go through it. Most likely, this is a sliding purse buckle. A little bit of history about the Blacher Brothers. The buckle was manufactured in Providence, Rhode Island. The story of the Blacher Brothers is quite interesting. So they were Jewish Russian immigrants, and they were escaping the pogroms, which was basically violent acts towards Jewish people in Russia. They were under heavy persecution. And it turned out it ended up creating a massive industry in Providence, Rhode Island, of these Russian Jewish immigrant costume jewelry manufacturers, which, look, costume jewelry in a lot of ways is like the arch nemesis of a metal detectorist, because let me tell you what, not to get off on an old rant here, but there is nothing worse than finding a piece of costume jewelry that's freshly dropped and your heart skips a beat because you think it's real, because a lot of times it's made out of pot metal and it rings up low and it looks like gold and it sounds like gold, but it's not gold, it's junk. So whatever, I got to think about, just get your money up, buy real jewelry, okay? Wear real jewelry. Anyway, not to get too far off that. I'm sure you can relate if you dig holes, you find a lot of junk jewelry. Anyway, so Providence, Rhode Island ended up having this massive cottage industry of costume jewelry manufacturers and people who manufactured metal items that were fashion adjacent. So fashion industry, like clothing buckles, metal buttons, all kinds of stuff like that. And the Blacher Brothers created the purse buckles and the shoe buckles. Now, I'm sure if you've seen 1920s flappers, 1930s shoe designs, buckles were big. Shoe buckles were, and purse buckles, as long as there's been purses, I'm pretty sure there's been buckles for purses. But anyway, the story goes, Harry was 17 years old. He was working for a costume jewelry designer. He was good. He knew he was good. He wanted a raise. He asked for a raise, and the employer said no. So Harry quit, walked off. Not here's 2 weeks, none of that. He walked off, started his own company, and it was named something else at the time, like the United Jewelry Company, something like that. But he would go on to bring his brother Samuel in, and then eventually another brother Joseph in, and it became the Blacher Brothers Jewelry Company. And by World War I, right around 1917, this company is starting to steamroll pretty good. And by the 20s and 30s, it's a wrap, okay? They moved into a factory that was previously the Fruit of the Loom factory. So a big place. Actually, it's called the Grant Mill, which is now currently condominiums. So if you want to, I guess, have a little hip condominium where the Blacher Brother Buckle Company made buckles, you could move into Grant Mill. Anyway, He would go on to live a long time. He died in 1978, but he served as the director of the company up until the day he died. Just a nice little bit of history about this particular company, and it's a really cool story about like the idea of the American dream being achievable too. This buckle made it all the way from Providence to Idaho, only to be lost, asleep in the ground, gone. And then to be found by Terri, dug up. And then for me to sit down at the computer, like an actual computer, not just on my phone, and look up this history, which ended up being a cool story. So now if you ever see Blacher on the back of a buckle, you know that it came from the Blacher Buckle Jewelry Company out of Providence, Rhode Island. Anyway, I think I've gone on long enough about this one, but I was glad to be able to determine exactly what it is. So like I said, I'm 85% certain it's a purse buckle. It could be a shoe buckle. I think it's a purse buckle. Anyway, Terri, thank you so much for sending it in. She also sent me a potato too. Anyway, that's a whole other story. That she dug up herself, by the way. Anyway, if you have a favorite find, or if you got something you don't know what it is, and you would like a not so great explanation about what it is, with a not so great history of what it is, feel free to email me at igetthattreasure@gmail.com. Or if you just want to say hey, or if you want some stickers or any swag I may have at the time, I'll send it to you free of charge. Just email me, reach out to me. Oh man. You know, I've tried to make this video like 4 or 5 times. It just doesn't come out very well. I don't know why. And I don't even know if this one came out very well. And I'm not the type of person to take multiple takes. This is a junky little YouTube channel here, you know what I mean? But this little buckle got me frustrated now. I want to tell you something. Look here, Terri. I like wrote down notes about this little Blacher. I had to look it up. How do you even pronounce it? I didn't know if it was Blacher, Blacher, I don't know. But it's Blacher. Anyway. So, thank you very much for sending in that buckle. And now I'll know if I find one. Right? I'm sure I will. If you found one, let me know. Email me, comment. I'd love to see it. I like to see all these things. You know, that's another cool thing about these favorite finds to me, is that like, I end up finding and learning about stuff that I wouldn't have known. You know, I had no clue about these little buckles. As a matter of fact, I never even thought about a purse buckle. Talk about something that's innocuous, something you see all the time. Anyone with a purse has a buckle on it. Anyway, I wonder how many buckles I found that were purse buckles that I thought were like dog buckles, or, you know, you just never know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This is probably not one of my better ones. Also, my camera keeps like turning. What's going on here? Anyway, I've gone on long enough. Send me some of your favorite finds. I'll see you, what's today? I'll see you Friday with a walk and talk. Who knows where I'm going to be? I'm going to be doing some traveling here soon. Thank you again, Terri, for sending it in. Thank you for all the support too. You just don't know how much it means to me. I'll see you guys Friday, and thank you so much for watching.